welcome to the Build Idaho Podcast. And today we're excited to have who today?
Today we've got another really important guest out there for us today. It's Mayor Brad Pike of the City of Eagle. Welcome. Welcome, Mr. Mayor. We're glad you're here.
Well, thanks, guys, for having me. It's 6 months into this job, so we'll see what happens in the next couple of years.
I don't know much about your job, but I can tell you from the real estate side, I'm someone who has a website that gets a lot of inquiries. A lot of people interested in what you've got.
Okay.
Why do you think people are moving to Eagle, Idaho?
Well, honestly, the first thing I would say is attached to a certain zip code that people are lured to, I guess, and they think that Eagle is exactly what it is. It's a jewel of the Treasure Valley, but it has, I think, just people hear from other people and they say, hey, you need to come check out Eagle, Idaho. And most people say, where's Eagle, Idaho? And then you explain to them, it's just...
This side of Iowa.
Exactly.
Just this side of Iowa.
Yeah. Iowa versus Idaho, whatever. We get them all mixed up, right? Yeah. We're on the other side of the Mississippi, I guess, But, yeah. I think it's people hear about us and they're curious and they come from other areas and they want to check us out. But when they get there, I honestly think it's a small little gym in the gym state, but it is growing. But I think people like the uniqueness of it, the quaintness. If you can define quaint, everybody has their own way of.
Well, the reputation's strong. Safety, fun, clean, nice housing, nice developments, all the things that people are looking for.
I would say it's pretty well planned out, but we're growing like everybody else, so it makes it where we have a little. Pressure with the we're kind of landlocked in a little bit with the areas and stuff, but we have some development going on in the foothills. We can talk about that in a little while and what's coming up and just we have the river, we have the we have the green belt,
all over Eagle. What's so crazy, I could just have an office building right there, or I could have condominiums right there, but I could still catch a 24-inch brown trout right there.
Is it amazing though?
It's incredible.
Yeah, and people stock their ponds, and they, most people in the neighborhood, so they want to keep it to themselves, right? But and educating the kids how to catch a release and do all that kind of stuff, and just keep it where, what a unique area that you can just go out in your backyard and fish for a few minutes and just
come on.
Yeah. Not worry about the traffic.
How long have you been the mayor of Eagle?
This is going on my 6th month. So
you're not ready to quit yet?
Oh, no. I'm just getting warmed up.
Just getting going.
Why'd you decide to run for mayor?
Well, I was on the city council for 4 years, and in a previous state, in a previous time, I was on the city council there, and soft mayor for a year, and so I kind of got my feet wet a little bit with, I really love the communication networking part of being this kind of job. And of course, we can get into my career, but I was a fireman in my career. So public safety's always been, public servant, it's always been part of my DNA.
Yeah.
So, so I decided, you know what, we retired, we came here. It's like, I need something to do. So I said, well, let me see. So actually, I'm a fire commissioner as well for Eagle Fire District. And so that kind of got me in the political door again, and we started talking and having conversations. And
why do you think you were elected?
Getting
elected is not easy.
I hope people see that I'm genuine and I have some very strong moral and ethical values. I think a lot of people do that, have those, but mine is I love people. So that's and I hope that manifests itself out in the public setting. But I've had some leadership opportunities through my life, and I've kind of seen what's wrong and what's right with local government sometimes. So I hope that resonates with the people, and they really understand that I'm in it for them, not for me.
That's very cool.
I gotta ask, obviously you eat incredibly well and you take care of your body. What are you going to have for lunch today?
Well, I really like Spitfire Tacos in downtown. We have a new business down there.
I wouldn't have guessed that. I just would have thought protein. I would have thought protein and a small carb and a little vegetable.
Sometimes, I have to throw in some shakes once in a while because on the run, I mean, every hour there's something going on, and I can be plugged into it. So actually eating meals is really unique. So I started this fasting thing till lunch, so I won't be eating till lunch, and I'm getting used to it. But
Just curious, fasting from when to noon?
probably 7 o'clock at night, last night till noon.
It's about a 15-hour
Yeah, so
fast.
it's
15 on,
it's-
so many off.
Yeah, but there's not a regiment to it. If if I have a meeting at 8 o'clock in the morning, well, and it's at a restaurant or something, I'm going to eat. I mean, so, I'm going to take the opportunity.
So disciplined.
Yeah. So it's not like an absolute, but it's a model that it's a routine because I'm getting back into routine. The uniqueness is this is the first 9 to 5 or 9 to really 80-hour week, sometimes 30-hour week, but it's a Monday through Friday. It's the first job I've ever had Monday through Friday because I was doing shift work in the fire service.
Right.
So this is unique to itself. And being retired, then coming back into like the world and working, but this is a calling for me. This isn't a job. And so I get excited when I walk through the door because I know things are going to be coming up in the public. I mean, everyone has problems. Everybody has ideas. Everybody has, solutions to help solve world crisis.
There's always something going wrong.
But well, and it's just human nature. I mean,
Sure.
there's always be something going wrong. So, yeah.
How did you find Eagle? What made that home for you?
Well, the interesting thing is we have some friends that came from Hollister, the city we were from, and Hollister, California,
motorcycle capital of the world, right?
Yep. And we knew we were going to move when we retired. When I retired, so we decided. We're going to move. What state do we go to, right? So some of our friends moved up here, and one of them has a restaurant in Eagle, and they said, "Come check out Eagle."
You can plug him real quick. Plug that restaurant.
Bodacious Pig. I mean,
Oh my God!
Bodacious
There
Pig.
you go.
Yeah.
Love that place.
Yeah.
That's very good.
There's a lot of restaurants I like, but they came up and they're doing well with their business.
And they have a great name.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. And then we had another couple that came with them, so all of our kids went to school together, to private school when they were young. That's how we all met. And so they came up first, and then here we are.
Yeah.
I mean, 12 years later.
So you told us that you're a firefighter. We commend you for that. Thank you for your service.
No, I appreciate
That's out of California. We've actually have a lot of retired firemen here, retiring to move here. Tell us the last time what happened. You slid down a fire pole.
Well, that was almost 20 years ago. But the snapping off a bicep doesn't feel fun. Yeah. So
Not when it's that big.
Well, no, it's deflated, I guess now. Yeah, it's got some of the air out of it. No, I mean, when you're in a hurry, and that's a good thing it's why most people get in accidents because they're in a hurry and they don't pay attention. But to do something, not heroic and get injured, it's kind of like, it's kind of a bummer. So
I want to go back to Eagle. You talked about your friends were here, but how many times did you come before you said, "This is it"? And what attracted you to the city of Eagle?
The best thing about Eagle, so we get 2 times. So you get these in the fire service. You're like off for 4 days, and you're on and so you're back and forth. And we drove up and checked out, the whole area basically. And our friends, already said, "Come check out Eagle." And so we're driving downtown Eagle. I see 3 little girls riding their bikes by themselves, and I'm going, "Whoa!" That reminds me of
The 60s.
Well, very,
the
early 60s and stuff. When that's what we did, and rode our bikes with, be back when the street light comes on. All of all that stuff.
Yeah.
I remember that's a good time doing that. But that's really what brought us. We're going to look at each other, going, "Wow, this is unique." And I can't believe that parents will let their kids ride their bikes by themselves. And coming from another state, that you just don't do that anymore. It was like, wow, let's check this out. So we came back at another time. So we came like 2 or 3 months in a row. And when I was here, when I was 15 years old, we came here on a tour in Boise. I remember beautiful blue skies, it just mountain, everything was nice. Well, we came in the summer with fire season and smoke. Right. I'm going, where's all the mountains? Like, where's all the beauty? And then the next time we came up, it had cleared out. And here we were again. But then, we saw the river, and went on the Greenbelt, walked around, and just went downtown, and it was just like kind of just fell in love, like I think everybody else does. You fall in love with the community, and then you just want to be there and invest your time to it. So
I meed a lot of clients who are looking at the area and a little nervous about the making the move, and I'm like, "Hey, all your friends are already here, probably, right?" And they're like, "Yeah."
And they're in Eagle and Meridian.
Well, absolutely, yeah. And all these towns are beautiful and nice, but so, some of the funny things are just the way people perceive Eagle. Sometimes they think it's just something odd, but I say that in a positive way,
Right.
because they can't believe that there's this little community that is basically not tarnished or anything. It's like, yeah, there's actually a lot of communities in Idaho that have that. But you touched a little bit on public servants coming to from California basically into Idaho, and Eagle in particular. And we were in the news and everything about our retirement pensions coming
Right.
here, and how many people were bringing their dollars here and everything like that. But you want that kind of stability in your economy. You want to have people that can come and use discretionary funds and do different things, and I want people to go out and enjoy the restaurants and everything, and because it helps our community thrive a little bit better. And it also I just like the fact that our tax base gets a little bit of support, because we are in competition sometimes with other communities, and they forget that. It's like, there's only so many dollars that go around, but we want to make sure our community is sustainable and in it for the long haul.
The dollars that you just spoke about, I want to thank you. I want to you from all the Eagle residents for putting in that walking bridge across the river.
The pedestrian bike path.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh! I mean, what a safety issue that was, and you just eliminated this. I just used that path the other day, and what a great safety issue to address. That you did.
Well, absolutely. So, you what you can do is you could actually go under and continue on the green belt, and we're actually working to try to see how far west we can get that green belt. All the way out to as far as Star and Middleton or wherever they want to continue it, but. That just gives you the opportunity to take the whole trip along a river, but the safety aspect obviously is the number one thing in my mind. That's one of the campaign promises I made, that I would always put the public safety first at the tip of the spear. But that wasn't my project, so I can't take credit for it. But we do have
Those things
that
take time.
now. It takes a lot of time, but we're actually putting a parking lot in just to the south of that, so
they
people
needed
can
that.
stop and
right,
and
they need that for
safely
safety
get over
too,
there.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, so that's just one topic that we've that the city has been able to accomplish, but we have many more. We have
What
a
are
downtown.
what are some of the top ones?
We have the downtown mobility project going on right now with ACHD, and we're widening some of the Eagle Road, which everybody that lives in Eagle understands it's been a gridlock mess, but it's ahead of schedule. It's going to be nice. It'll be some widening of Plaza Road, which is the first signal,
Right.
at Albertsons and everything like that. So you'll be able to have a better flow of traffic, and we're punching another street through to Second Street. There's some downtown, like the whole mobility thing is, we're actually going to get traffic flowing in a much better way, and hopefully in the near future, maybe we can have some kind of support with some parking, so we can actually keep people in the town and be able to walkability be a big factor. And
That's cool.
looking for it's just some uniqueness, right? That has just something to offer, and we look forward to the opportunity just to continue to really just grow and serve as we move forward.
Well, it's nice that you can actually drive into downtown Eagle and actually see somebody with a cloth grocery sack that has been at Albertsons. They're just walking.
Yeah.
And they're just walking to their home. It's great to have Eagle such a center point, but yet there's just beautiful developments right outside of town,
Right.
walking distance.
And that's the kind of the part we talked about. There's some uniqueness in some of the quaintness is really the downtown, the older part of the city.
Yes.
And then as we progress out, we bring in some newness, some fresh ideas, some opportunity to some mixed use with commercial and residential. And so with the Eagle, we have the opportunity in the foothills and stuff. We only have so much land left, and
Right.
and so we've actually, with the annexation of some of the developments, Avamore and Valnova, which used to be Spring Valley and M3 projects, we've actually doubled geographically the size of the community.
Okay.
But
Wow.
making sure we just don't load up the hills with houses, that's not really the intent. You want to keep some preservation of the hillsides and the beauty of it and stuff. So you have to be unique with your development, and those two projects are actually doing that, and they're going to be in for the long haul. Both of them are a 30 to 35-year project with between 7,000 and 8,000 homes each. We'll see what happens in the future, but that's a long time. It's not like you're bringing 50,000 people in the community next 5 years. That's not the reality of it. But so we have to be very strategic also with our water and with our as we develop what the mix, like you said, mixed use and what commercial, because we can't just have one side of heavy with the retail and commercial. And just have a bedroom community on the other side.
Plus, the
We have to
public
make
demands
sure.
it. We want services near us, not.
Absolutely, yeah. You don't want to drive too far, and so we are. Those projects are having some more commercial coming in. Actually, off the 16 and Beacon Light area, if you're familiar with those areas, going to Emmett.
How do you think Highway 16 is going to affect Eagle?
Well, we actually just had a couple of conversations with ITD within the last month, and it's going to help keep traffic from filtering through the community, because if you get some major arteries, the people that are actually going to Emmett or going, to different locations or further north, I think it's going to be a benefit also, and it'll get some of the traffic also off Eagle Road, because people on the west side of that will be able to get up to 16 and, of course, punch it all the way through to 84, and then make sure that, so the people that want to go to further away destinations are going to have I think a much safer and more quicker and easier time of getting there, as opposed to trying to.
Nobody likes traffic.
No, it's like water, right? Traffic and water are similar. At least path of resistance, traffic and water is going to take, and so we don't want commute traffic going through our neighborhoods. I mean,
Right.
basically. So, I mean, we only have so many arteries that, we have 55, we have 16, we have 44, we have Eagle Road, and then we have some cross connective roadways with Beacon Light and Floating Feather and stuff. But yeah, we're kind of limited to the traffic part of it. So anything that can enhance and getting the bulk of the traffic away from our area downtown, it'll help with the neighborhoods and stuff. And
we have beautiful backcountry roads in Eagle, right? Like just
Absolutely,
beautiful place to just
yeah.
stroll and go for a ride or
Homer
bike,
Road.
whatever.
oh, yeah. Homer Road's one of my favorite roads. I mean,
It
really,
is.
I just couldn't afford to live on that south aspect, the hill right there, because we looked.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful, and we're trying to see maybe if the wine industry has a little more steam going, and get the vineyards and get that participating.
That'd be cool.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody talking to you? Can I ask?
Yeah, there's some projects that are coming up. We have I think the opportunity to like I said, like networking, maybe bring the theatrical community and the music community and the wine industry, together, maybe correlating them together.
Like I say, Chappelle's Winery.
Yeah, has some opportunities for some.
Look like a smart guy,
venues.
but that's not your idea, right?
It's which part?
All of it.
Well,
Bringing all that together. Is
that's
is
kind of
someone
my
talking
idea.
about that? You're talking about
I
that.
brought that to the three different entities that we're talking about, saying,
Nice.
hey, would you guys like to communicate? So we're working on that, but I got some other safety projects that we're working on right now, CERT programs, Citizens Emergency Response Teams for the whole area. We're working on the downtown Civic Center right now with putting making the community and the staff, opportunity. It's a acronym CHET. It's a City Hall Emergency Training. So I'm implementing that with our
You're good at that.
fire and police chiefs. Yeah, we're working on to make that. So just so people are just have more confidence in what's going on, because today's world is unique and it has a lot of challenges, and we just to be on top of it, and I don't want to put a fear factor into people, but it's reality. So we're going to, we need to really think about what our priorities are for not only, when you're at work, but also your kids and in school and things like that, because there's a lot of interesting bad things going on these days. We want to make sure we're proactive, and we're trying to do as much prevention as possible, so we're not reacting.
That's fair.
I don't like reactionary life.
Yeah, well, knee-jerk reactions aren't always the right thing.
They need to be methodical and think these plans out, and it takes a little bit of time. People want stuff right now, instantaneous,
That's the world we live in today.
It is, but the reality is you have to take a step back and take a deep breath sometimes and go, okay, we've got to reevaluate what we just did, what works, what doesn't work, why, and then reevaluate, move forward, and correct the problems, but work on the things that are successful.
We've talked a lot about things, but where do you think Eagle's headed? I mean, you've mentioned a number of things here today, but where's Eagle headed for development, city services? What's your vision? Tell me some more.
Well, my biggest thing has always been, and I don't want to, I'm going to beat the drum a little hard with the public safety thing, because as we grow as a community, we need to make sure that we're in a balance so we can provide the services that are needed. And it's not just fire and police, but it's also public works as well. In public works, people forget that in a time of need or an unfortunate incident coming up, they're an intricate part of the solution in providing equipment and manpower and things like that to help mitigate the problem. But really, it's finishing out the developments. I mean, we have the staff calls it the lower 48, and then the two projects up there. I used the analogy, it was like Mickey Mouse head, and it's kind of, people kind of laugh. They go, what are you talking about? Well, if you put the flat part as the head and then the two big ears, Avamore and Valnova. So if you have a visual, I'm a visual kind of guy anyhow, if you put that visual concept together, people, oh, that's what eagle looks like if you look at it. And then, but the ears will grow and come together. I mean, that's all the part of the plan.
And be one big head.
So it'll mature into something completely different. But because you want to make sure the public knows we have an east and we have a west and we have a hub. Just the lower 48. I mean, we have that. But once we finish the infill of projects that are out there, and some of these projects have been on the books for over a decade. I mean, back even in the downturn in the economy back in 2008 and stuff, a lot of people just held on and said, nah, we need to wait, or they couldn't get the funding or whatever the reasons were. But once we get the build out within the lower 48, if you will, and those two projects are the focal point, that's really going to be the end of development for Eagle. But that's a 30 to 35 year complete package build out.
Cool. Dan Richter, being the developer of Avamore, you're obviously really close with Dan.
Yeah, I know Dan and Brad.
Yeah. Great people. 35 square miles is what I hear that Avamore is taking, right? 35 square miles total?
Well, 17,000 acres,
17,000 acres.
Yeah, roughly and stuff. And, and Avamore's and Valnova are kind of similar with their size, but there's a lot. But here's the deal. We have, open space, we have 20% open space we require for all developments, and they're actually adding more open space. So there'll be a lot of uniqueness. We have BLM, the Bureau of Land Management, for some people don't know what BLM means, but because there's two different terms now. But so they have a swath of 1,600 acres that goes through between Eagle and Valnova, and then all the way over to Avamore. And so, but they're providing trails, pathways, equestrian opportunities too as well. Cool. So all of that's the uniqueness. We have opportunities still to do it right in the hills, and we have a comp plan that we are.
So that's attached to Valnova, but it's still public access, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And that's the uniqueness right now, because we're having a little bit of trouble with as people can recreate in BLM, federal land. I mean, but we have equestrians, bikers, riders, shooters. I mean, we have people. So there's kind of everybody's kind of coming close together, and we need to start thinking about segregating a little bit of this land as to, okay, you guys can feel confident that you can go shoot safely in this area, but being a BLM, a federal thing, it's you have to work with them. So we are, and we've had a lot of citizens suggestions and requests to maybe segregate that a little bit. So we've been looking at it over the past. So
there is I actually heard that there's a shooting range and a motorcycle club possibly going into North Eagle into the foothills. Did I hear that right? Well,
the motorcycle club I haven't heard about, but there is a proposed shooting range, archery and shooting range up if you went Eagle Road north in terms of the Willow Creek area. Right. So we are working with a contractor right now with the archery portion of that, and we'll take that in phases too and see how that evaluate it after it's in, and see what the next step is, because there are some people that would like the shooting range up there. Of course, people who live up there would not prefer the noise in the shooting range portion. So I think the safest thing and the smartest thing right now is let's get that archery range in and evaluate it and see, okay, how's traffic going, how's noise going, how's the participation going, and everything like that. But I haven't heard anything about motorcycles yet. I mean, so that could be just something that you guys have sometimes your ears to the ground just as much.
Well, those are called rumors.
Yeah, exactly. No, we have plenty of those to deal with right now. Right?
What new businesses are coming to Eagle? Anything you can share with us that's coming to Eagle in the near future?
There were some things that were coming, and they're kind of on hold right now, so we won't be able to really get into that. But we will have some grocery stores coming in on the west side, and some commercial and retail in some of the projects that are getting developed. There's a couple more parks coming in, but there's no anchor business really coming into Eagle at this point. We have Pet IQ. I mean, that's really good. We have Intuit, the taxing
Does
business.
Eagle want a anchor retail store?
It depends on who you talk to. I mean, really, it really does. I mean, because The sustainability of having an anchor has your economics has a little less stress on it if they're very effective and successful, and they can produce jobs. It can produce, those people that work there can go out into the community and
Right.
shop and eat and get
Babysitting,
gas and it would
laundry.
all those kind of things. So I mean, we have the typical, we have grocery stores and things like that, but we don't. I'd like to see the uniqueness. It would have to be kind of unique in itself. I mean, like I said, Pet IQ, they want to do an expansion, and IT, into it as well. So
Cool.
we'll
All
see.
right.
What would you say right now would be the hottest topic for Eagle right now? Just the hottest topic.
Boy,
Or do you want to answer that question?
yeah. Well,
The lights are on.
there's a couple of things that are going on in the community, and I think the downtown mobility project is really affecting the downtown businesses a little bit, and so that's really a challenge for us because I want them to be successful. I mean, we want them to stay and
Vibrant
thrive.
downtown.
Yeah, but so once that's done, though, once that project, there's light at the end of that tunnel. So once that's in, I think all the businesses will take a breath and go, "Wow, this is a good deal." But and of course, people will start coming back and shopping. I think the unknown for the biggest challenge right now is community unknown. Everybody comes and thinks that just growth is out of control and things like that. I mean, we only took in 230 permits last year. We projected 350. This year we're up a little bit. I mean, we're at over
Building
270.
permits?
Building permits.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, building permits and stuff. So, and like I said, some of the other projects, they're just now coming to fruition that they've been on the books for a number of years. And so people see all of a sudden a lot of development happening. They think, wow, you guys are going crazy with development. Well, we're really not. And we're one of the lowest and slowest developing cities in the area. We really are. I mean, compared if it's apples and oranges. It's not, and we have the lowest levy rate in the area. I mean, so we have some uniqueness that we have to do with our, our budget and our taxes that are coming in and stuff. We only take 8 cents on the dollar coming back in. That's really low. And for an affluent community, it's some challenges, because expectations, level of service, things like that. The assumptions coming from other areas, people they don't know that sometimes it's a different world in Idaho, and
It's great.
It's a great thing. It's a
great
very
world.
great thing. Yeah. So come and assimilate into Idahoan, learn what it's all about, and take whatever you learned from the past state you came from, throw that away. And just be happy to live
He
here,
said
right?
it, not us.
Yeah.
We did not say that.
Yeah. And I confidently said that because I want people to assimilate into what Idaho's all about and be happy they're here and look forward to having successful businesses, successful life. I mean, at least challenge yourself to get to that point, and that's up to them at that point. But we're offering the opportunity, just like everybody else, to come, live, work, play, enjoy, life, and we really we want people to be appreciative of living in Eagle and be part of the solution, a part of the community, and not just always asking and complaining.
John, final question.
I got one last question for you, and I'd be total remiss if I didn't ask this. Are you or anybody you know in the market for a home? By the way,
love our home.
I'm sorry. I have
one more?
Yeah.
And you're not wearing plaid, I'm not
No.
wearing... How do we all do this anyway, by blue?
I love blue,
Blue
right?
day.
We did a blue day.
No, I have a question. You've got a big job, lots of responsibilities, political leadership. What have you learned about leadership in your life, and how does that apply to being a mayor?
Be a good listener. Learn every day. You don't know everything. You don't have all the answers to the problems, but you need to find the people that do, bring them into your circle, and then that'll help you with your success. Because I can tell you, in leadership days, whether it was in emergency settings or in stressful public settings,
Right.
I mean, people need to know that just because you're the leader doesn't mean you know it all. Through osmosis, or you can't put the book and all the codes and the ordinances in your head, and all of a sudden, I got it all. So you really need to be a good learner and a good listener. And as much as I love to talk to the community and the people and you guys and stuff like that, I really do like listening as well, because I'm a sponge most of the time, and I'll squeeze out what I know when I learn.
You look
I'll
like a
squeeze it
rock.
out. Well, yeah. So I appreciate the opportunity to serve people. I mean, it's been my DNA, like I said earlier, and I wouldn't know what else to do in life except for just serve. It sounds corny sometimes, but that's who I am. So I can't run from it, right?
Yeah.
So.
Well, we would like to say thank you to Mayor Brad Pike today for being with us at Build Idaho. Don't forget to log on to buildidaho.com and always like, follow, and share, and hit that subscribe
Smash
button.
the like button. Thank you.